Hi everyone, welcome back to our Java Fundamentals series accompanying our book Introduction to Java. And in this video, we're exploring a core concept that controls the visibility of your code, access modifiers. Now, this is a relatively difficult topic at the intro level, and we'll try to make sure that it's relatively much easier to digest than what it otherwise is. So the first thing to understand access modifiers in Java is to understand basically how you can define access modifiers, right? How you can define how accessible a class, method, or variable is from other parts of your program. They're essential for encapsulation, security, and clean architecture within your codes. So simply speaking, if you look at the bottom of our screen here, let me get some color to highlight that. Here we go. So if you look over here, this portion, rather, let me just draw an arrow. This portion here with 4 bullet points here, right? So basically, it represents different access levels for different class, methods, or variables to other parts of your program, right? So there's the innermost or private variables, then they're package private, no modifiers, then they are protected, and then they're outermost, which are public, basically. So these are from more strict to less strict access levels of values in Java, and these are basically the access modifiers in a succinct manner. So we'll be going over the 4 main access modifiers in Java and try to basically make sense of them in a way that you can internalize those concepts basically. So the first thing is when we talk about 4 access modifiers is the private access modifier. So the private access modifier is basically when you declare a member as private, it's only accessible within the same class basically. It's commonly used to hide internal implementation details. What that means is that if this is a private variable here, right? It can only be accessible within the encapsulation of these brackets here, right? And outside that, it becomes difficult to access these values. So it is only accessible within the bank account class that is here. Outside of it, it won't allow any value outside of this class or any code outside of this class to access private variable within this class itself. So the second is the package private or default, default access modifier, right? So basically, when no access modifier is specified, the member is innately a package private modifier, also called the default modifier. This means it's accessible only within the same package, not outside that package. How would that work basically? So we have a class here, and we have a string here. It's these values, or this class logger is accessible to all classes in the same package. Basically, anything outside of that package, it's not accessible, but it's pretty much accessible to everything within that package. Then we have the third access modifier, which is the protected access modifier. What does that mean? Protected members are accessible within the same package and also by subclasses, even if they're in different packages. So it's a little more freehand, right? So it's not just within that package level, but into subclasses outside in different packages as well. Little more freer than the default access modifier we discussed previously. So it's accessible in subclasses and the same package basically, and subclasses in different packages as well to a certain degree. And the last access modifier is basically the public one. So public means fully accessible from anywhere in your application, or even outside from outside packages basically. It's accessible everywhere and no matter where you want. This is the most accessible, freely available access modifier in Java. Now that we understand the 4 different access modifiers, we also need to understand their role of these of packages in access control. So generally speaking, a package group related classes and help organize your code. They also play a key role in determining access control, especially for default and protected members. So if you there's there I don't have the diagram here, but you can have com.bank.accounts and com.bank.utils with arrows showing which members are accessible across package boundaries between them. Basically, so the different packages and access levels, we can show them through different diagrams as well. So if a class or member is a package private, only classes within the same package can access it. For cross-package access, you need public or protected, and for protected, only subclasses get the access level to packages outside of the main package. So a little practical demonstration on this as well. So basically, let's jump on some code and see how access modifiers work in reality, right? So let's see the first one here. So this is the file of the same package example. So you see we have a com.example, that's our package here, and this is a class there, right? So within that you can see private variables, protected variables. Let me highlight that. Private here, protected here, and public here. So public can be accessed anywhere, as we discussed. Package private can be accessed only within the classes within the same package. So package private are only accessible within this package and within this class boundaries, right? Public is accessible anywhere. And when we talk about the protected, you basically can be accessible outside of this package, but only subclasses get that access level that you're looking for. Then we have the same package access. So we have these same package access example here. Same, the package name is here. We have a class test person here. We have different values here. So you can access within the same value here, but you can't access outside. It's private blocked. All others are accessible. So all the variables that we talked about in the previous example here are accessible here, except the p.name, because p.name is private here. As you can see, this is a private variable. So that is the only variable where you get an error in the code, basically. So that is what we wanted to imply. So, and when we talk about different package subclass here, you can see here that the name variable, which is private, and the email variable, which is which is I think default variable, both are throwing errors. But the other two are being accessible. Protected and public are accessible in its subclasses, because this is a subclass in a different package. So when to use which access modifier, that's the next thing you need to understand. Use private for internal data and helper modifiers, helper methods. Use default when sharing within a package but not outside. Use protected to allow subclassing within controlled access, and use public when you want full access, especially for APIs or entry points. So with that, I'm probably going to wrap this video up. Understanding access modifiers helps you write cleaner, safer, and more modular code. It's a small concept with a big impact, and it's a little tricky to grasp, but once you get it, it makes things much easier. If you found this helpful, hit the like, subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe button, and be sure to check out our Introduction to Java book for even deeper dives and clearer understanding and exercises. With that, we're going to wrap up and see you in our next video. Thank you.